10 shocking oatmeal mistakes you're making every morning without realizing. Did you know that the breakfast you eat every day, your beloved oatmeal, could actually be harming your health without you even realizing it? Pause for a moment and think about this. Every morning, you start your day with a bowl of oatmeal, believing it's the perfect choice for a healthy heart, right? But what if I told you that the way you're eating oatmeal could be causing you to miss out on its amazing benefits? You might be surprised to learn that seemingly harmless habits when cooking or eating oatmeal could actually diminish its nutritional value and could even be harming your health. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, am I cooking oatmeal the right way? Are the foods I'm combining with it truly good for my health? In this video, Senior Wellness will explore 10 common mistakes that most people make when eating oatmeal and show you how to fix them immediately so you can make the most out of this amazing superfood. You'll be amazed at some of the fantastic benefits of oatmeal that most people don't even know about. But before we dive into those mistakes, I've got a question for you. Do you know why oatmeal is called the superfood for all ages? Some of its health benefits might surprise you in ways you never expected. If this is your first time visiting Senior Wellness, welcome to our healthy living community. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any upcoming videos on nutrition and health for older adults. I'm sure you've heard of the benefits of oatmeal, but are you really making the most of its benefits? If you've tried it and seen results, share with us a surprising benefit oatmeal has brought to your health. If not, leave any questions you have about starting oatmeal or any health concerns below. We'll help you explore it all. Oatmeal is not just a nutritious breakfast, but also a powerful ally in maintaining heart health. With its ability to lower bad cholesterol and improve blood circulation, it is truly a reliable companion for a strong and healthy heart. 1. Lowering bad cholesterol, the first step in protecting your heart. One of the greatest benefits of oatmeal for heart health is its ability to lower LDL cholesterol, commonly known as bad cholesterol. If you've heard about the dangers of high cholesterol, you understand that it is a major contributor to plaque buildup in the arteries, leading to dangerous cardiovascular conditions such as atherosclerosis, stroke, or even heart attacks. So how does oatmeal help reduce cholesterol? This is thanks to a special fiber found in oats called beta-glucan. This fiber acts as a cleanser in the digestive system. It binds with cholesterol in the intestines and helps eliminate it from the body, rather than allowing it to enter the bloodstream and increase bad cholesterol levels. By regularly consuming oatmeal, you're significantly reducing the risk of heart-related diseases, especially those caused by plaque buildup in the arteries. Number 2, stabilizes blood sugar levels. Oatmeal is not just a nutritious breakfast, but also a superfood that helps protect heart health and supports digestion. Specifically, oatmeal is an excellent source of soluble fiber, with beta-glucan being the standout ingredient that offers numerous health benefits. When beta-glucan enters the digestive system, it forms a gel-like substance that helps reduce the absorption of bad cholesterol, LDL, into the bloodstream. This helps lower the risk of cardiovascular diseases, making oatmeal an ideal choice for those looking to improve heart health, especially for older adults. Beta-glucan not only helps reduce cholesterol, but also helps stabilize blood sugar levels. For those over 60, managing blood sugar levels becomes more crucial than ever. Oatmeal helps maintain stable blood sugar levels, preventing sudden drops in energy, and ensures that your body stays energized throughout the day without feeling fatigued. If you're dealing with diabetes or want to control your weight, oatmeal is an excellent choice. Not only does beta-glucan help lower cholesterol and stabilize blood sugar, but it also improves digestion. This fiber nourishes beneficial bacteria in the gut, helping maintain a healthy gut microbiome. A healthy digestive system will not only enhance nutrient absorption, but also support heart health, regulate blood sugar levels, and improve digestive function. Therefore, incorporating oatmeal into your daily diet is a simple yet highly effective way to protect heart health, stabilize blood sugar levels, and support digestion. Especially for older adults, maintaining a healthy diet that includes oatmeal can help you live a healthier life and enjoy your later years. Your body will always thank you for these small yet impactful changes. 3. Supports digestion. Oatmeal is a powerful food, especially for seniors, not just because it fuels the body with essential nutrients, but also because it supports digestion. One of its greatest benefits is its high fiber content, particularly beta-glucan, which helps regulate the digestive system. This fiber forms a gel-like substance in the gut, which aids in the smooth movement of food through the intestines, preventing constipation, a common concern for older adults. The soluble fiber in oatmeal also nourishes beneficial gut bacteria, promoting a healthy microbiome. A healthy gut means better nutrient absorption, less bloating, and improved overall digestive health. By adding oatmeal to your daily routine, you're giving your digestive system a helping hand, ensuring better digestion and absorption of nutrients, which is crucial for maintaining energy and overall well-being as you age. In addition to its digestive benefits, oatmeal provides magnesium, iron, and zinc, which also support your immune system, muscle function, and heart health. It's a perfect, balanced choice to start the day, helping with digestion while providing necessary vitamins and minerals to keep you feeling healthy and energized. 4. Boosts immune system. Oatmeal is truly a powerhouse when it comes to boosting overall health, especially for older adults looking to strengthen their immune system. It's not just about starting your day with a healthy breakfast. Oatmeal is packed with essential nutrients that support a strong immune system. One of the key nutrients is zinc, which plays a crucial role in boosting immune function. Zinc helps your body fight off infections, and as we age, our immune system naturally weakens, making this mineral even more important. In addition to zinc, oatmeal provides a high amount of magnesium, which is essential for muscle function and nerve health. It helps keep your body strong and active, reducing the risk of fatigue or muscle cramps that can become more common as we age. Oatmeal also contains iron, which is necessary for transporting oxygen throughout your body, ensuring your organs and tissues function efficiently. Even more impressive, oatmeal contains B vitamins, which are essential for energy production, and they also help maintain healthy skin, hair, and nails. This nutrient combination makes oatmeal a powerful food that not only supports your immune system, but also gives you lasting energy and promotes overall vitality. What's even better is that oatmeal is naturally low in calories, making it a nutrient-dense meal that won't overload your body with unnecessary energy. Whether you're looking to start your day with a nutritious meal or simply want to support your immune system, oatmeal offers the perfect balance of vitamins and minerals to keep you healthy and energized. 5. Helps manage weight. Oatmeal is a powerful ally in managing weight, especially for seniors who want to maintain a healthy and balanced lifestyle. With its high fiber content, particularly beta-glucan, oatmeal helps control hunger by slowing down digestion. This fiber creates a sense of fullness, reducing the likelihood of overeating or reaching for unhealthy snacks. For those trying to manage their weight, this is a game changer. It helps you feel satisfied longer, keeping cravings at bay. What makes oatmeal even more effective for weight management is its ability to release energy gradually. Unlike foods with a high glycemic index, oatmeal provides a steady stream of energy throughout the day, without causing the spikes and crashes in blood sugar that often lead to sudden hunger pangs. This steady energy supply helps control appetite and keeps you feeling full, making it easier to manage calorie intake in a healthy way. Whether you're aiming to lose weight or maintain your current weight, oatmeal supports your goals by keeping you full and energized. It's a simple, effective addition to any balanced diet. 6. Asthma support in children. Introducing oatmeal into a child's diet early on can play a significant role in reducing the risk of asthma. Research shows that the nutrients and fiber in oatmeal can help strengthen the immune system while reducing inflammation in the airways, which are two key factors in preventing asthma. This is particularly important for young children, as asthma symptoms often begin with wheezing and respiratory inflammation. Oatmeal, being a whole grain, also supports lung function, helping to prevent wheezing, a common early sign of asthma. Additionally, it is a gentle and easy-to-digest food, making it an ideal option for young children transitioning from milk to solid foods. By adding oatmeal to a child's diet, you're providing them with a nutrient-rich, natural food that supports overall respiratory health. While oatmeal can't entirely eliminate the risk of asthma, it offers a simple and effective way to give children a healthier start in life, contributing to better immune function and respiratory health. It's a small but powerful change that can make a big difference in the long run. 7. Fights skin aging and reduces acne. Oatmeal is not only great for internal health, but it also serves as a natural ally for your skin. You've probably heard about using oatmeal to soothe irritated skin. This is due to compounds like avenanthramides and saponins, which have anti-inflammatory and cleansing properties. These compounds help calm conditions like eczema, rashes, and dry skin by reducing redness and irritation. But the benefits of oatmeal don't stop at topical use. Consuming oatmeal regularly can help improve your skin from the inside out. The antioxidants and nutrients in oatmeal, such as zinc and B vitamins, play a vital role in skin recovery, inflammation reduction, and nourishment, promoting a glowing, healthy complexion. Additionally, the fiber in oatmeal helps regulate blood sugar levels, which can reduce acne outbreaks caused by hormonal imbalances. Whether applied topically or eaten as part of your diet, oatmeal is a natural and effective way to nourish and protect your skin, keeping it healthy, fresh, and radiant. I find it remarkable that oatmeal, as a daily part of your diet, can serve as both a protective shield and a rejuvenating force for your skin. 10 mistakes when eating oatmeal and unexpected consequences. You wouldn't think something as innocent as a bowl of oatmeal could cause harm. After all, it's whole grain, unprocessed, and has a reputation that shines across every nutrition blog and doctor's office. But here's what no one tells you. Oatmeal only works when you do it right. When it's done wrong, day after day, it not only loses its benefits, but can actively undermine your health, especially if you're over 60. And it all starts with a few simple mistakes most people don't even know they're making. The first, and perhaps most common mistake? Adding too much sugar. A sprinkle of brown sugar here, a drizzle of maple syrup there, maybe a handful of dried fruit and sweetened almond milk. Before you know it, your healthy bowl just turned into a metabolic trap. A high glycemic spike in the morning leads to an insulin crash by mid-morning. You feel tired, cranky, hungry again. And over time, it adds up to fat around your belly, insulin resistance, and inflammation throughout your body. For seniors, this is especially dangerous, increasing your risk for diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Mistake number 2, relying on flavored instant oatmeal packets. Yes, they're convenient, but convenience comes at a cost. These packets often contain artificial flavors, colors, thickeners, and added sugars, sometimes up to 15 grams per serving. What you think is a healthy choice becomes little more than a processed food masquerading in a wholesome wrapper. I once had a patient who was proud of his morning habit. "Doctor," he said, "I eat oatmeal every day." But when I asked what kind, he pulled out a packet labeled apple cinnamon with brown sugar. It had more additives than a candy bar. Mistake number 3, not adding protein. Oatmeal alone contains very little of it. Just 5 grams or less per serving, and it's incomplete. When you skip protein, your body doesn't get the signal to maintain or rebuild muscle. And for older adults, that's a disaster. Without adequate protein, your body continues to break down muscle tissue, accelerating sarcopenia. You feel full for an hour, but then hunger creeps in, and your body never gets what it truly needs to stay strong. Mistake 4. Overeating. Sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But healthy doesn't mean unlimited. Oatmeal expands when cooked, and it's easy to overserve, especially if you're adding calorie-dense toppings like nut butter, dried fruits, or sweetened milk. I once had a client who said, "But it's just oatmeal." Yet her morning bowl packed over 600 calories, more than a full lunch. Over time, it led to weight gain and even digestive issues. The fiber was too much at once, causing bloating and discomfort. Then there's mistake 5, not soaking oats overnight. You may not realize it, but oats, like most grains, contain phytic acid, a compound that binds to important minerals like iron, calcium, and zinc, preventing your body from absorbing them. For older adults who already struggle with nutrient absorption, this is serious. Simply soaking your oats in water, milk, or yogurt for 6 to 8 hours can dramatically improve digestibility and increase nutrient bioavailability. Your gut and your bones will thank you. Mistake 6. Eating undercooked oats. Some people like their oats chewy and al dente, but undercooked oats retain more phytic acid and are harder to digest. They can cause bloating, gas, and irritation in an older digestive system. I once had a patient who thought she was gluten sensitive, but it turned out she just wasn't cooking her oats long enough. Once she switched to thoroughly cooked oatmeal, her symptoms vanished. On the opposite end is mistake 7, overcooking oats. Yes, even this can backfire. When oats are cooked too long or with too much liquid, they turn into a mushy paste. This affects texture, satiety, and even glycemic response. Overcooked oats digest faster, leading to quicker blood sugar spikes and shorter satiety windows. Aim for a texture that's soft but still has structure. Your taste buds and your metabolism will both benefit. Mistake 8. Using milk as the cooking liquid. It may sound surprising, but cooking oats directly in dairy milk often creates an overly thick, gluey texture that's less palatable and harder to digest. That's because the proteins in milk react with the starch in oats when heated. A better option? Cook your oats with water, then stir in milk, dairy or plant-based after cooking. The result is creamier, more digestible, and better for nutrient absorption. Mistake 9. Skipping salt. This seems small, but it matters. Without a pinch of salt, oats can taste flat and bland, even if you load on toppings. Just a tiny amount of salt, added during cooking, enhances the natural nuttiness of oats and makes the dish more satisfying. And don't worry, a pinch won't affect your blood pressure. In fact, feeling satisfied with your food helps reduce cravings for unhealthy snacks later in the day. And finally, mistake 10, relying on oatmeal as your only breakfast every single day. While oats are nutritious, they don't provide everything your body needs, especially if you're not rotating your proteins, fats, and fiber sources. A lack of variety can lead to nutrient deficiencies over time. I've seen patients with brittle nails, thinning hair, and even dizziness, all from nutrient gaps in what they believed was a perfect diet. Oats are a tool, not the whole toolbox. Each of these mistakes on its own may not seem like much, but together, day after day, they quietly erode your strength, your digestion, your energy, and your independence. And the saddest part? Most people don't even realize they're doing anything wrong, because oatmeal has been marketed as the ultimate health food. But even the healthiest food, if misunderstood, can let you down. I remember one couple, Linda and Howard, both in their late 60s. Every morning, they had oatmeal together. But Linda added Greek yogurt, eggs, and seeds. Howard just had oats and honey. 5 years later, Linda was still doing yoga. Howard was using a walker. The difference? Protein. Balance. Intention. So if you've been eating oatmeal the same way for years, don't worry, you're not alone, and it's not too late to change. Because knowledge is power, and muscle is your independence. Eating the right way, rebuilding muscles from a simple breakfast. Let's be clear. Oatmeal isn't the enemy. It never was. It's a beautiful, wholesome food when used as a foundation, not the entire structure. The problem isn't oats. The problem is what they're missing. And for seniors, that missing piece can mean the difference between independence and frailty, between standing tall and falling hard. But here's the good news. The fix is simple. It doesn't require fancy supplements. You don't have to give up your beloved bowl of oats. All you have to do is build around it, like framing a picture, adding strength, color, and balance to make it whole. Let's start with the most powerful addition: eggs. One large egg contains about 6 grams of complete protein and is rich in leucine, an amino acid crucial for triggering muscle protein synthesis. This means it helps your body not just maintain, but actually build new muscle, especially in the morning when your system is primed for nutrient absorption. Scrambled, boiled, poached, it doesn't matter. Just one egg next to your oatmeal can change your morning from filling to fortifying. Then there's Greek yogurt, a creamy powerhouse of protein and probiotics. A half-cup serving can deliver 10 to 15 grams of protein. Add it as a topping to your oats with a few fresh berries, and suddenly, your breakfast becomes a meal your muscles will celebrate. Plus, the probiotics support gut health, which improves nutrient absorption and immune function. 2 things older adults need more than ever. Don't forget seeds and nuts. Pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, almonds. They all offer protein, healthy fats, and minerals like magnesium and zinc. But portion matters. A tablespoon or 2 is plenty. More than that, and your healthy bowl becomes a calorie overload. Use them smartly, to complement, not overwhelm. And for those who avoid animal products, you're not left out. Plant-based proteins like hemp hearts, soy milk, or a scoop of unsweetened pea protein powder can all be added to oatmeal. I once worked with a 72-year-old woman named Carla who was vegan and losing strength fast. She had oatmeal every morning, but nothing else. When we added soy milk and a sprinkle of hemp seeds, her energy began to return. In just 1 month, she told me, "I feel like my body finally woke up." Now let's talk about flavor. Because healthy shouldn't mean boring. Add bananas for potassium, blueberries for antioxidants, cinnamon for blood sugar control, a spoon of nut butter for satiety. And yes, if you love sweetness, try dates or fresh apples instead of sugar. You don't need to give up joy in order to gain strength. In fact, joy and strength often walk hand in hand. But here's where the real magic happens: consistency. Eating one balanced breakfast won't change much, but doing it every day intentionally with awareness. That's how bodies change. That's how strength returns. I've seen it happen too many times to count. One story I'll never forget: Mr. Thomason, 80 years old, widowed, quiet, and proud. He lived alone, cooked for himself, walked to the store every Saturday. But over a year, his legs weakened. He stopped walking as far. He used his hands to push off the chair. He told me he had oatmeal every day for breakfast, just oats, cinnamon, and honey. Nothing else. We added 2 things, an egg and half a cup of yogurt. That's it. 8 weeks later, he looked taller in his chair. He said, "I can carry both grocery bags again. I didn't even realize I'd stopped." Because that's the thing with muscle loss. It creeps in quietly, and recovery doesn't need to be dramatic. It just needs to be intentional, balanced, nourishing, and oatmeal when paired with protein and micronutrients becomes the anchor of your comeback. So tomorrow morning, when you pour those oats into the bowl, think of it not as a finished meal, but a foundation. Then build. Add life, add strength, add longevity, and with every bite, know that you are choosing not just to eat, but to reclaim the health you deserve. Breakfast, no longer a light meal. It's a decision for the rest of your life. We've talked about oats, about protein, about mistakes and solutions. But let's be honest, this conversation isn't just about breakfast. It's about how we choose to age. About the decisions we make every single day that either carry us forward or quietly pull us down. You see, most people think aging is about slowing down, about giving things up, giving up movement, giving up strength, giving up dreams. But that's a lie the world tells you when it doesn't know your story. The truth is this: aging is not a loss, it's a shift, a new chapter. And if you feed your body with care, if you learn what it needs, if you stop doing what drains it and start doing what restores it, you don't fade, you rise. And it starts, of all places, with something as humble as your morning meal. A bowl of oats may seem like a small thing. It's soft, gentle, familiar. But what you choose to add to that bowl, what you choose to believe about your body, those are acts of defiance against decline. That's power, that's presence. That's saying, I'm still here, and I choose to live strong. Because every bite you take is either building your future or letting it slip away. I want you to think about that tomorrow morning, when you're standing in your kitchen, when you pour the oats, add the water, stir the pot. Ask yourself, am I eating to stay full or eating to stay strong? Am I giving my body what it truly needs, or what's easy, what's routine, what's familiar? It's never too late to change. I've seen 90-year-olds regain strength. I've seen grandparents who were told they'd never walk without help climb stairs again. I've seen energy come back, balance return, joy reignite, all from starting with one thing: intention. So what if today is the first day you choose to nourish yourself like you matter? Because you do. Your strength matters, your story matters, your years ahead matter. And the beauty is, you don't need to climb a mountain or join a gym to begin. You just need to honor the moment you wake up, to give your body something real, something rebuilding, something that says, let's keep going. So take your oats, add your protein, stir in your hope, and with every bite, remind yourself you are not fading. You are fortified. You are not done. You are still building. And breakfast is where it begins. Now it's your turn. Have you been making any of these mistakes when eating oatmeal? Or do you have your own secret to the perfect bowl? Imagine, what if a simple tweak could unlock all the hidden benefits you've been missing out on for years? It's time to discover the full potential of oatmeal and take your health to the next level. Share your thoughts and tips in the comments below. Let's learn and grow healthier together, step by step. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Senior Wellness is here as your go-to source for science-backed nutrition tips and health advice to elevate your everyday life. Ready to upgrade your eating habits? Check out the recommended videos below, and we'll see you in the next episode of Senior Wellness.